Developing tonight, President Trump blasting the DOJ and FBI in a series of tweets, one of which reads as follows. Lawmakers of the House Judiciary Committee are angrily accusing the Department of Justice of missing the Thursday deadline for turning over unredacted documents relating to FISA abuse, FBI, Comey, Lynch, McCabe, Clinton emails, and much more. Slow walking. What is going on? Bad. My next guest is as fed up as the president and me, and demanding action, too. House Freedom Caucus Chairman Mark Meadows joins us this evening. And, Congressman, thanks for being with us.
It's great to be with you.
Don't you love working on Saturday nights, too?
You know, hey, most Americans work on Saturday nights.
Indeed they do, including yours truly. All right, look, the president is fed up. I hear there's 1.2 million documents. You guys have been demanding them for months and months and months. And now you had a return on the execution of return on a warrant. They gave you nothing.
They gave us absolutely nothing. The president's right to be frustrated. I'm frustrated, but you know what? Enough with the talk.
So what are you going to do?
You know, here's the next two things that we have to do is we've given a very short deadline. I've given a deadline of this week. We need to see the documents.
But the deadline was Thursday.
But the easiest thing for them to do at this particular point, Rod Rosenstein can call Michael Horowitz, who has the documents, and say, just give them to Congress. If he doesn't do that, if he's and you're right, he avoided the subpoena. The deadline came and went. All we got was a phone call, and I think what we have to do is there is a growing consensus of holding them in contempt of Congress, but it's not enough to just stop there. We have to have someone who is actually willing to do the job, and if the Deputy Attorney General is not willing to do it and not willing to allow us to have our constitutional oversight authority supported, then we'll find someone who can.
Well, does that mean you guys are going to get rid of Rod Rosenstein?
I think that if he does not turn over the documents, that there are a growing number of us on Capitol Hill who believe that someone else needs to do the job. And,
all right.
And what happens there is we've got constitutionally we have some things that we can do.
Well, look, you know what? Look, as far as I'm concerned, and I come from a different area. I come from law enforcement. You know, you don't respond to a subpoena. You get a search warrant. You go in with whatever you need, and you get what you want, like they did to Paul Manafort. This guy, it's 5 in the morning. They don't send him a letter and say, please. They don't do a press conference. They don't then send it the subpoena. They go in and get it. Well, you guys need to do that. Well,
therein is part of the problem is we've got the Department of Justice and the FBI that are the ones that are obstructing this, the very law enforcement agencies.
And they're obstructing it because it will show what?
Well, I can tell you what we have found already. We have found a number of documents that would indicate that there was coordination with the White House, coordination
with the
Obama White House, coordination with the State Department. So it goes well beyond what we've known. And here's the problem. The reason why we know that is because we've taken those unredacted documents and actually gone over and figured out what it said behind the redactions. And these are the things that the DOJ and the FBI have been hiding from members of Congress, and they've been hiding it for 4 months.
You know, when the Department of Justice, our Department of Justice, Donald Trump is the president, they resist handing over Hillary Clinton's emails because they say she's a private citizen. You know the deep state, the shadow government is running things.
Well, you not only see that, Judge, here's the other thing, is the speed of which they started investigating candidate Donald Trump, now President Trump, was at warp speed. Nothing happens fast in this city, and yet they went ahead and moved unbelievably fast to investigate this president during a campaign. And if it was coordinated in any part by the White House, we already know that Brennan was briefing John Brennan of the CIA was briefing Harry Reid alone in August during August recess, and that there was this mysterious letter that came after that. But there's just too many coincidences. And what I am here to tell you is I'm fed up. I've had enough. My good friend Jim Jordan is fed up. I talked to him earlier today.
Right,
we're going to not only demand answers, but we're going to demand action.
Today is Saturday.
Yeah.
By next Friday, if you don't get what you want,
I think what you'll see is not just Jim and I, but Chairman Nunes, a number of others will actually go to really those areas that we have within our purview under the Constitution to compel them to actually produce the documents.
And if they don't, how do you get rid of Rosenstein?
Well, I think the first area is really a contempt of Congress, but certainly
when Eric Holder was held in contempt of Congress, nothing happened.
One of the things that we have at a tool in our toolbox is impeachment. It's a privileged motion. Any member of Congress can breathe that.
All right. I like that. Did you hear that, folks? Impeachment. Congressman Mark Meadows, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Great to be with you.
Good to see you. All right. And the outrageous comments of the week with my guest David Bossie still ahead. And next, Sarah Carter and David Tafuri join here live to talk about immigration, border security, and more. The panel is next as Justice rolls on.